に任せてもらう。お前たちに最後の稽古をつけてやる。
What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be showcasing the brand new Super Evolution being Black Arm Zephyr, and I was really looking forward to this Super Evolution. I was hoping that they were going to make some really nice changes to the character, and I think the changes that they made are actually pretty decent. Now, the Zephyr that I currently have is Limit Break Expanded, Level Limit Break 5. This is as good as Zephyr will ever be right now in the game. So this is a really good showcase to showcase just exactly what he's capable of doing. So let's go ahead and break him down. So his captain ability at max capacity, you still get a cooldown reduction, which is nice. 5.5 times attack to shooters when they have a matching slot, 4.75 otherwise, 1.35 health, 10% damage reduction, and then the unique effect of him making bomb and super bomb slots, making them matching, and then making it so that bomb and super bomb deal no damage to your crew. So this is very fascinating, as he never had this component prior to his super evolution, but now they decided to make him focused around bomb slots now. And then he also has an added effect that says when you launch a special that is an orb boost, he extends the duration of it by 1 turn. This is actually a really cool mechanic, because with the host ship that I'm using here, with the brand new update with level 12 and modifications, it actually is an orb boost, and I was doing some testing, and that actually does affect the ship special as well. So you can make the orb boost from the host ship actually become a 3-turn orb boost. So that's something that you know, should keep in mind, because that could be useful in the future. But captain ability wise, I don't really have any complaints about it. It's pretty basic. It's a shooter captain, and he can manipulate with bomb and super bomb, and the super class is what enables you to do that. So when we have a look at that super class special, in order to activate it, you do need one specific unit on your crew from the list. You've got Iron and Bins, which makes sense, but then you've got Garp, Sengoku, Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru, Hina, and Suru. So a pretty, you know, mixed bag there in terms of characters that you can use. But remember, he's a shooter captain, so if you want to use him as a captain, you want to have one of those units, but also trying to fulfill the shooter condition could actually be a little bit tricky. However, a lot of the admirals, you know, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru, lots of good shooter versions of those characters. Iron and Bins, obviously, will be shooters. But as for the rest of them, like Suru, Hina, Garp, and Goku, not really many shooters of those characters. So maybe we'll get more support for that in the future. But the actual effect itself is pretty interesting. You get -1 cooldown to shooters, so you can use this effect to bypass special reverse mechanics, which is neat. But it also says that it changes the top and bottom row slots to super bomb, and you get 60% damage reduction for 1 turn, whilst also giving shooters the super class shooter. This is really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through block slots. If I could change anything with this character, I'd make it so that the super class can go through block. Because sometimes, you know, you actually want to activate the special first, because the special allows you to get around block slots, but then when you use the super class, it then gives you damage reduction. And when you read what the special does, you actually always want to use the super class before you use the special in most cases. And the fact that the super class does not allow you to change through block, I think is a huge missed opportunity, as it means you need to find another way to get around block slots before you use the super class, before you use the special, you know? So the order of operations are a little funky, but I guess, you know, they really want you to use this character alongside the new Legend Ein and stuff, and it works very well with that character. I won't be showcasing that in today's video, but the super class works very well with the captain, but also has really great synergy with that special ability. The special itself, with level limit break 5, is a 30% health cut to all enemies, so it's a damage dealing special, which is a positive. And then it also gives shooter characters a 2.5 attack boost for 3 turns, which is incredibly strong. And then also adds 100 times his attack in typeless damage for tap timing bonuses for 4 turns. So this is a nice change too, because the tap timing bonus is pretty much the same, but it lasts for 4 turns now. And this is mainly due to the introduction of Legend Ein and the new Kizuna recruit Bins, as those characters require you to have 2 or more turns of tap timing bonus damage for the rest of their specials to actually work. So this means that you can use it on a stage 4, carried into a stage 5, and you'll still have 2 turns left of tap timing bonus damage. So it makes sense why it's 4 turns, but unfortunately, due to normal attacks only being so prevalent, tap timing bonus damage really doesn't help you that much. So it would have been cool if the tap timing bonus damage had a little bit of an asterisk on it saying that it could go through normal attacks only. It'd make it a little bit more valuable. But moving past that, you have, as we said, the health cut. You get -1 cooldown to shooter characters as well, which is a nice touch. The 2.5 attack boost for 3 turns. Tap timing bonus damage for 4 turns. But then shooter characters slots including block are changed into matching. And then the really neat effect at the bottom here that says if you have damage reduction when you launch the special, so you have your own rainbow shield when you launch his special, he's going to go ahead and remove enemies' defense up and enemies' rainbow shield by 4 turns, as well as removing 4 turns of Bind and Despair. So this is really cool because before his super evolution with his level limit break, he also had a very similar effect. It would only be 3 turn removal of these defensive effects in Bind Despair, but he had no way of applying his own damage reduction. You had to rely on other characters providing the damage reduction so that you could actually get these beneficial effects. But as I've talked about, his super class now provides damage reduction for your side of the field, and then when you go ahead and launch that special, you'll allow your crew to go ahead and get the damage reduction additional effects, removing those defensive effects, removing Bind and Despair. But as we've already talked about, the fact that his superclass doesn't allow you to bypass block slots means that sometimes you need to launch his special to get around block slots, to then use his superclass to give you the bomb slots, which are really powerful, by the way, because super bomb are very similar to rainbow slots, where they cannot be manipulated by the enemy. So as you would have seen in the first clip of this video against Sasaki, on that stage he makes those type slots non-beneficial to the crew, and you really need to abuse other types of slots in order to do damage to Sasaki, and we were abusing those super bomb slots that Zephyr could generate for us. And because of that stage as well, it means that we had to find another way to get around block slots before using the super type, before using the special ability to get around the defensive effects of the enemy. So it's a whole thing. It's a little bit convoluted for sure, but the other really powerful thing about Zephyr is that he's a very good shooter captain, which means you could partner him up with characters like Legend Izo, which came out a couple of months ago. Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo is the obvious one there, as they're just such a great captain. You've also got the new Legend Uta, which came out recently, for shooters and free spirits, the delayed conditional stuff. You've also got the original 6+ quick Legend Uta, who is also a shooter-focused captain, providing attack and orb boost for multiple different turns. So that's a really cool thing about Zephyr, is that even if you don't have some of these other really powerful shooter units, you can abuse it in such a way where you can have still Zephyr be your captain, and then run a friend captain of one of those units to get through the content. And the really cool thing about the shooters as well is they have actually really solid units. If you go back a few years, shooters were by far and away one of the worst classes in the game. And now that we look at it with the recent additions with so many really powerful Suggerfest exclusives that are shooter characters, as well as shooters actually having really good captain abilities. Like you obviously have Halloween Ace, which we've also used in this video too. Halloween Ace being able to resist Special Bind, Special Reverse. Legend Uta being the quick Legend Uta deals with Special Reverse and Paralysis. You also have the Psy Legend Uta dealing with Despair. And then you've got Ben Beckman Lucky Roo allowing you to get around defensive effects when you tap Perfects with Barrier Pierce potential abilities. So there's lots of different captains that shooters can abuse to get around certain pieces of content, and you can pick and choose which shooter captains you want and which ones you need, and you can use them in so many different scenarios. So I think shooters are in a very, very good place right now, and this is just a new way that you can use shooters by using Zephyr and abusing the super bomb slots, which cannot be manipulated by the opponent. So overall, I think it's a pretty good super evolution. It's not the best super evolution of 2023, but it's definitely one of my favorites so far. Hopefully you enjoyed the video though. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.